Washington, D.C., October 17th, 2028. The resident's phone on the second floor of the White House never rang at 3 a.m. unless the world was burning. President Elena Vasquez had been in office 19 months. She still woke to the sound like a gunshot. The encrypted sat phone, direct line from the Situation Room, Langley, or the Pentagon, was routed through the resident's switchboard. No caller ID, just the ring. She sat up in the dark. The bed beside her was empty. Her husband Marco was in Chicago for a climate summit. She reached for the receiver before the second ring finished. Vasquez. A voice she didn't recognize. Male, mid-40s, calm, almost bored. Madam President, this is Night Watch. We have a priority flash from Raven Rock, code Indigo 7. You need to come down. Indigo 7 meant nuclear command and control anomaly, not a drill. She was already pulling on the robe kept beside the bed. ETA. Situation Room in 4 minutes. Marine 1 is spooling on the south lawn. She hung up without another word. Down the corridor, 2 Secret Service agents fell in step. Night shift. They didn't ask questions. They never did at this hour. The Situation Room smelled of burnt coffee and ozone from too many screens running too long. The watch team stood when she entered. 6 faces. All pale. Chief of Staff Marcus Hale stepped forward. Ma'am, at 2:47 Eastern, NORAD detected an unauthorized launch signature out of the East China Sea. Submarine-launched ballistic missile. Single bird. Trajectory consistent with a hypersonic glide vehicle aimed at Honolulu. Eleanor felt the floor tilt. Time to impact. 17 minutes from now, but Hale hesitated. It's not tracking like a real launch. She stared at the wall of screens. Red arcs curved across the Pacific. The missile icon pulsed. Explain. National Security Advisor Dr. Priya Anand spoke up. The signature matches a known PLA Navy Type 096 boat operating near the Ryukyu Islands. But we have zero corroboration from satellite infrared, acoustic arrays, or allied assets. No thermal bloom. No wake turbulence. It's a ghost. A ghost launch. Elena's mind raced through the playbook. False flag. Cyber intrusion. Test of American response time. Get me Xi Jinping on the line, she said. Hotline, now. Hale shook his head. We tried. Beijing claims their secure line is down for maintenance. They're stalling. Of course they were. Defense Secretary General, retired Nathan Crow, leaned in. Ma'am, we have 30 seconds to decide on launch authority. If this is real, we lose Pearl Harbor Redux. If it's not, and we retaliate, I know the math, she snapped. She stared at the clock. 2:59. The phone rang again. Not the red one. The black one. Personal line, routed through the same encryption. She picked it up. Eleanor. A woman's voice. Low. Familiar. Claire. Claire Brennan. Former CIA Deputy Director. Eleanor's oldest friend from law school. Retired 3 years ago after a very public burnout. She never called. Ever. You have to kill the alert, Claire said. Right now. Eleanor glanced at the room. Everyone was watching her side of the conversation. How did you... Listen to me. The launch signature is fabricated. Deepfake telemetry fed into NORAD through a back door in the new SPY-R's upgrade. The same backdoor someone used last year to move money through the Treasury's ghost accounts. Elena's pulse spiked. The Treasury ghost accounts. A $47 billion slush fund uncovered during her transition briefings. Officially, black budget overflow. Unofficially, nobody knew where it went. The previous administration had buried the audit. Who's doing this? Elena asked. Claire's voice cracked. People inside. High up. They want war. Limited war. Enough to swing the midterms, spike defense stocks, justify martial law provisions in the Continuity Act. They've been planning it since the inauguration. Names flashed in Elena's mind. Contractors, retired generals on boards, think tank fellows who wrote white papers about manageable escalation. Proof, she demanded. I'm sending it now. Check your personal tablet. Passcode is your daughter's birthday backward. Eleanor motioned for an aide. The tablet appeared. She entered the code. A video file loaded. Grainy. Night vision. A hotel room in Macau. 2 men. One was General Crow, 10 years younger. The other was Victor Lang, CEO of Apex Dynamics, the largest private supplier of hypersonic components to the Pentagon. Lang's voice tinny through the recording. If we can spoof the launch, force her hand, she either launches and we get the war we need, or she freezes and the country sees weakness. Either way, we win. The video cut. Eleanor looked up. Crow was staring at her, expression blank. "General," she said quietly, "step outside." He didn't move. "Madam President." "Outside, now." 2 agents escorted him out. The door closed. She turned back to the phone. "Claire, where are you?" "Safe house. Virginia. But they know I have the file. They're coming." "Stay put. I'm sending a team." "Don't. They own half the teams. Use the old channel, the one from Cartagena." Elena remembered. 2019. A joint op against a cartel financier. They'd used a dead drop protocol that bypassed agency channels. "Understood," Elena said. "Get underground. I'll call when it's clear." She hung up. The room was silent except for the hum of servers. On the main screen, the Ghost missile was now 8 minutes from Honolulu. Hale cleared his throat. "Ma'am, the Joint Chiefs are requesting launch confirmation." Eleanor walked to the center console. The nuclear football sat open. The biscuit card with today's authentication codes rested beside it. She looked at Priya Anand. "Can we spoof the spoof?" Anand blinked. "We can flood the system with junk signatures, make it look like multiple launches, force them to stand down while we sort truth from fiction." "Do it," Elena ordered, "and kill the alert to Pacific Command. No retaliatory posture. Tell them it's a drill gone wrong." Hale's eyes widened. "Do it," she repeated. The watch officer typed furiously. 2 minutes later, the red arc on the screen fractured into a dozen false trajectories. The system choked on its own data. NORAD called in, "Launch signature degraded. Confidence now below 20%. Holding posture." Eleanor exhaled. She turned to the room. "I want every person who touched the SBIRS upgrade in the last 18 months pulled in. Full spectrum polygraphs. No exceptions. And get me the Attorney General. We're opening a sealed indictment on Victor Lang and anyone else named in that video." Hale hesitated. "Ma'am, if this leaks—" "It won't," she said, "because you're going to make sure it doesn't." She walked out. 3:47 a.m. The residence again. Eleanor sat on the edge of the bed, tablet in hand. Claire's second file had arrived via encrypted courier app. Audio only. Claire's voice whispering, "They call it Operation Midnight Rising. The plan is to trigger a limited exchange, Guam, maybe Okinawa, then de-escalate after 48 hours. Enough dead Americans to unify the country behind the war party. Enough panic to pass emergency powers." The cover-up starts the second the first missile lights up. They've already written the press guidance. Isolated rogue action by PLA hardliners. They'll blame Xi's generals. Beijing will deny everything. Markets crash, then rebound on defense contracts. Simple. Eleanor closed her eyes. She'd run on ending endless wars. On transparency. On trust. And now this. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered. "Madam President," male voice again. Night watch. "Yes?" "Raven Rock reports a secondary anomaly. Someone just tried to access the football duplicate kept at Mount Weather. Access denied, but the attempt was made with valid credentials." Elena's blood ran cold. "Whose credentials?" A pause. "Yours, ma'am. Time-stamped 2 minutes ago." She stared at the wall. Someone had her biscuit codes. She stood. "Lock down the residence. No one in or out. And get me the Vice President on a secure line." She hung up. Then she dialed Claire's last known burner. No answer. She tried again. Straight to voicemail. "Claire, if you get this, abort. They're inside. Go dark. I'll find you. She ended the call. Outside, the South Lawn floodlights snapped on. Marine One was lifting off without her. Diversion. Good. She moved to the closet, pulled out the go-bag she kept hidden behind the winter coats. Inside, burner phone, false passport, $40,000 in cash, Glock 19. She wasn't running. Not yet. But she wasn't staying blind either. Dawn broke grey over the capital. By 7 a.m., the official story was already taking shape on cable news. White House sources confirm overnight NORAD alert was a training exercise that experienced a technical glitch. No threat to the homeland. President Vasquez has been fully briefed and is safe. Eleanor watched it from a secure conference room beneath the East Wing. Alone. She'd sent the staff away, told them she needed space to think. On her tablet. Leaked screenshots from an anonymous X account. The Macau video. Already viral. Hashtag Midnight Rising trending. The cover-up was failing. Good. She opened a new window, searched for Claire Brennan's name. Nothing new since 2025. Then she searched Victor Lang. A press release from 3 days ago. Apex Dynamics awarded $12 billion contract for next-generation hypersonic countermeasures. She smiled thinly. Then she typed one last message. Old-school dead drop protocol. Sent to a defunct email address that would forward through 3 proxy servers. 2. Cartagena_drop@protonmail.com. Message. The Eagle has not landed. Midnight Rising is compromised. Need extraction for Asset Raven. Priority 1. She hit send. Then she powered off the tablet. In the hallway, Secret Service knocked.